We have a situation here where the only thing holding you back in March is you. You think you're stuck. You're looking at this card and seeing a trap. You're not stuck. You're just safe. And that safety, that is the problem. Welcome to Hidden Gate Tarot. We got some red flags going on with your comfort zone, Cancer. March is coming in heavy. You have a total lunar eclipse. You have Mercury retrograde in Pisces and the equinox. Energy is screaming for movement, but you are sitting in the Eight of Swords. The theme for you this month is comfort is the cage. You need to know what you're dealing with here, because usually when we see a cage, we think of danger. We think of being captured, but for you right now, the cage is your couch. The cage is that silence you keep so you don't rock the boat. The cage is that job you hate, but you won't leave because it pays the bills on time. There's something you don't want to see because of your own safety mechanisms. You built a wall to keep the bad stuff out, but you forgot to put the door in to let yourself out. So let's look at the trap. The Eight of Swords. This is the red flag that is in front of your eyes and you won't see it. You tell yourself, I can't move because the economy is bad, or I can't text them because they haven't texted me. You have a list of reasons of why you are immobile. But look at the feet at this card. The ropes are loose. The swords aren't forming a wall. There's a gap right in front of her. She can walk out at any moment. So why doesn't she? Because she doesn't want to take off the blindfold. You don't want to make that choice. The choice to admit that the only reason you are standing still is fear, not external pressure. Fear. In March, with Mercury retrograde in Pisces, your mind is going to be playing tricks on you. It's going to fog up the glass. It's going to tell you that staying put is being prudent or being careful. That is a lie. That is the energy leaking out of your potential and pulling around your feet like concrete. You feel stuck, but actually you are just scared of what happens when you step out of the shell. You know, as a Cancer, that shell is your best friend. But in March, under this eclipse energy, that shell is suffocating you. You are safe. I will give you that. Nothing is attacking you in this card, but nothing is happening either. And if you stay here, if you choose the comfort of the bind over the risk of the walk, you are going to miss the entire month. You are essentially putting yourself in a timeout because you don't want to deal with the noise outside. But you know deep down that this silence isn't peace, it's avoidance. So how do you deal with this? We look at the interface, and that's Temperance. Now, usually, people see Temperance, and they think, oh, I need to be calm. I need to wait. No, that is not what this is about today. This is about integration. You are being asked to integrate risk with stability. You need to mix the water. Your emotions, your safety, your intuition with fire. That is the red flag here. If you think Temperance means doing nothing. Temperance is active. It is alchemy. It is taking two things that don't belong together and making them work. You have this massive desire for safety. And that is the Eight of Swords. But the universe is handing you a torch. That's the Knight of Wands coming up. You need to know if you can handle holding both. Can you apply for a new job while terrified you won't get it? That's Temperance. Can you send the text message that sets a boundary while your heart is pounding out of your chest? That's Temperance. You don't want to make the choice that disrupts your equilibrium. I get it. You want the water to be still, but the water in this card is flowing. It's moving back and forth. It's alive. With the total lunar eclipse happening, the universe is going to shake the table anyway. You cannot keep the water still, so you might as well learn how to pour it. This interface is telling you that you don't have to burn the house down to leave the room. You don't have to destroy your life to make a change. You just need to dilute your fear with a little bit of action. Just a drop. You're waiting for the fear to go away before you move. That's the trap. Temperance says, take the fear with you. Put the fear in one cup, pour the courage in the other, and keep mixing them until you can drink it. If you wait for 100% confidence, you will die in the Eight of Swords cage. You need to be okay with being 50% terrified and 50% ready. That is the blend. That is the interface. And here's the key. The Knight of Wands. Take the leap. Make the move. Send the message. Book the trip. That energy is fast. This is not Cancer energy. This is not letting me think about it for 3 weeks. This is, I have an idea at 9 a.m. and I executed it by 9:15 a.m. This is the red flag for anyone around you who likes your quiet, because when you embody the Knight of Wands, you are going to be loud. You are going to be visible. The Knight of Wands does not care about safety. He cares about passion. He cares about movement. He looks at that Eight of Swords cage and laughs. He would burn the ropes off. You need to know that this energy is available to you right now, but you have to choose it. It is impulsive, and I know impulsive is a dirty word for you sometimes. You want a plan. You want a guarantee, and the Knight of Wands has 0 guarantees. He has a lot of fire. The key to escaping the cage of comfort is doing something that makes no logical sense but feels completely right in your gut. It's the spontaneous road trip. It's speaking up in a meeting when you usually take notes. It's wearing the outfit that draws attention when you usually wear gray. There is something you don't want to see about your own power. You think if you unleash this fire, you'll burn everything down. But remember Temperance? You have the mixer. You have the control. You can channel this fire, but you have to light the match first. If you sit in March and you analyze everything to death, you are failing the assignment. The assignment is action. Imperfect, messy, hasty action. Better to move in the wrong direction and correct it later than to stand still in the right spot and rot. Look at the timing here. The spring equinox is on March 20th. That is the astrological new year. That is the starting gun, and the Knight of Wands is the runner. But before that, you have the lunar eclipse and Mercury retrograde. The eclipse is going to try to shut doors. It's going to try to end things. So let it. If the eclipse takes away your comfort blanket, don't chase it. Let it go. That blanket was smothering you anyway. And Mercury retrograde, it's going to make communication messy. So what? The Knight of Wands doesn't care if he stammers. He gets the point across. Don't let the fear of being misunderstood stop you from speaking. You are safe in the cage, yes, but nothing grows in a cage. And March is springtime. It is time to grow. You have a decision to make. You can stay in the Eight of Swords. It's cozy. It's familiar. No one will hurt you there, but you will be bored and you will be stagnant. Or you can take the key. You can grab that wand, mount that horse, and ride out of your comfort zone. It's going to be scary. You might look foolish, but you know you're ready to run. Don't stay in the cage just because the door is open. Walk out. If this structure made sense to you, subscribe. I do this work every month. So good luck, Cancer.